That's James's dinner with some almonds for dessert. And I was going to make carrot juice. I had it all ready there, and then I did not. Yeah, because I wanted to bring out things that were orange for Halloween today.
Yeah, you've had a busy morning today. Yeah. You know, and there's a little bit of orange here on the cover of this book. So I'll give folks at home a close up. Look at that.
Yeah, you're going to be talking about Central Asia.
Lonely Planet publication. Yeah. They do a variety of different phrase books. I think they say maybe over 120 or something like that. And I'll be reviewing another one on phrase book for the Middle East in not too short a time. It took me just a few days to get through this, and it looks awfully small, but if you look, the writing's relatively small as well. So this is Languages of the Silk Road. Languages of phrase book for Central Asia. So I'll review that a little bit later on. So this is an awesome looking spread, I'm telling you. Makes me wish every day were Halloween. You got to celebrate other things too, right? Just regular days are cause for celebration when you're like I am, and you're kind of like, I don't like using the word cancer survivor. It's someone who's just keeps running from cancer. I've been doing it for over 11 years. Let me see, August, September, October. 11 years, 3.5 months. Almost to the day. Anyway, yeah, this looks awesome. So this is some sort of a cream here?
It's lactose-free
yogurt. That's awesome. That means I can go to town. I'm lactose intolerant. I don't know if that's related to the condition that I got, multiple myeloma, but I wouldn't be surprised. There are lots of... I don't see why it would be, because most of the symptoms, for at least 30% of the people, I think it's probably more, they just don't realize they've got symptoms, and their doctors refuse to recognize their symptoms. It's too much calcium. I don't see how calcium could cause lactose intolerance. Lactose is a sugar, and I don't think there's any calcium in it. I wouldn't be surprised if there was somehow or another connected with calcium in the sense of uptake or something like that.
This butternut squash is delicious.
Yeah, it looks delicious. You know, it's almost like a sacrilege to hammer into it, but gotta do what you gotta do.
So what about Central Asia?
Oh, so you want to talk about, I thought you might have something to talk about. Like how we've spent the day already. We've spent it, we haven't spent it idly. Very productive.
Well, we're very lucky. James is wearing his winter coat, but I don't know why. I'm just wearing a sweater and I'm okay. It's a plus 15 day today. And calm, which is unusual for Lethbridge. So, what a wonderful Halloween.
I'm a lot more susceptible to cold than you. You have a great head of hair. I hardly have any head of hair, so it's a huge difference. And we were out walking in Cottonwood Park. Built up a bit of a sweat there, and I don't want to get a chill.
Okay, so what about Central Asia?
So, as I was saying, there were a variety of different phrase books, stuff like that. They said, I got it right, over 120 languages. When did I finish this? 15th of October, so it's been more than half a month. But I still remember that, over 120 languages. So this was given to me by a relative, and it's very much appreciated in case she's watching. And as the other phrase book I was mentioning, the phrase book for the Middle East. So I got it when we were up in Grand Prairie. I hammered through this one. This one's interests me a little bit more. The other one has, I think, 5 different, the other phrase book, 5 different languages that are called Arabic. Like their claim, linguists claim that they're mutually unintelligible. So the Arabic of Egypt, Arabic of they call it Gulf Arabic, Gulf Arabic, something like that, which includes Saudi Arabia, Syrian Arabic, Syria, Lebanon, perhaps Jordan. No, they distinct. Yeah, that's right. Syria, Levantine, I think, is what they call it. And then there's modern standard Arabic, which is pretty well everything. They don't include Moroccan Arabic. I don't know how different it is, but how many is that? It's at least 4. 1, 2. Yeah, that's actually right. So I said 5, but that's 4. And then it includes Turkish, Farsi, or Persian, whatever you want to call it, spoken basically in Iran. Now this one, languages in here are much more interesting. Excuse me if I'm putting the accents on the wrong syllable. Tashkagani. Oh, I'll start with the more obvious ones. Former Soviet Central Asia, which would be Uzbek, Kyrgyz, because they're all related. They're called Turkic languages. They're related to Turkish. Then there's Uyghur, which is spoken basically in China. I don't know for how long. I don't know how badly the Han Chinese are going to hammer down on them. You can see them doing what the Turks did with the Kurds and making it illegal for people to speak it. But it's also Turkic language related to Turkish, Uzbek, Kyrgyz, Kazakh. And then there's Pashto, which is what the Pashtuns speak in Afghanistan and also in neighboring Pakistan. And it's I think it's called a Indic, Eastern Indo-European language. It's related to Iranian, but I think it's more closely related to languages of India and mostly Pakistan. And Tajik, which is basically another name for, they say Persian. Sometimes I think they call that Dari, or Dari might be slightly different. So there was a Tajikistan, formerly in the Soviet Union. And there are Tajiks who in northeastern, I should say, Afghanistan now. They were the main group in the Northern Alliance. They were fighting off the Taliban back in 2001. But the really interesting one, now all those languages are pretty interesting. But the really interesting ones, there's not much in here, more like glossaries and something. Tashkagani, Turkmen, which is was spoken mainly in the former Soviet Republic, and it's, as you might guess by its name, related to Turkish. It's a Turkic language as well. Burshashki, Khawar, Koistani, then Mandarin's included. Mandarin is Chinese, and the Han Chinese have gone well into, well, they control the Uyghurs, maybe a little too rigorously, or can I say ruthlessly. Mongolian, and they've included Russian. They used to have a very strong presence. They still is fairly strong, military and otherwise, in Kazakhstan. Shina and Waki. So an incredible bunch of languages here, with fairly complete coverage for the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that I mentioned, and then like Mandarin, what are they going to say? It's just enough so you can get by and then yapping to people if you're a tourist there.
Well, it's such a small book. How can it have so many languages in it? Does it just basically, here's how you order bread and coffee and every language?
Yeah, so for the first 6 I mentioned, it's a little more detailed than that.
Okay.
So the writing is quite small, as in small format.
Yeah, there's not a lot of white space there.
And for the last, what was it, about 8 or 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It basically wouldn't be enough for a spy to get by, you know. So,
Yeah.
so you can see Burashashki. It's a fascinating language. It'd be basically be found in northern Pakistan, I think, from their description. What are they given? 1, 2, less than 3 pages, right?
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
it's got the numbers, so on and so forth. So how many Taliban folks did you see? Oh, I saw 1,000 of them, or something like that. Yeah. Howar is even less. It's less than 2 pages. Koistani, less than 2. So on and so forth. Does it come recommended? Yes, it does. People want to yip and yap about Islam. I don't want to hear them yip and yap unless they've actually put a little time into studying the religion, the geography, the history, and yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus, and I insist you put at least some effort, probably a whole bunch if you want to be yipping and yapping, into the languages. Now this looks pretty superficial. There's Pashto in here. You should see my Pashto dictionary. It's huge. I bought it in Russia back in 1991. And it's Pashto Russian. So you try and keep up, okay? This is kind of like for a review. Comes highly recommended.